Hi, this is my response to the YMCA video. So what did you learn from this documentary that you wish everyone knew? I learned about the Y's or the YMCA's impact on World War One. I thought that was really interesting because I'd never really heard of that. And also learning about how the way that they charged for cigarettes and then gave that money back to the troops to like go to school, and how that kind of sparked the idea for a GI Bill. I thought that was really interesting and really important. I remember learning about the GI Bill mostly about World War II and post World War II, and I never knew that the YMCA like kind of started that and inspired that. And I think that's just something important to know, especially because of how important the GI Bills are. Did you get new insight about the YMCA? I definitely did. I really had no clue about the history. I think everyone knows what the YMCA is in general. I think a lot of people just view it as like a gym, though, because that's some of their most well-known resources. And it did start off that way. They did start off with, sports, and they created basketball, which is another thing I thought was interesting. And I just think it's so interesting how it started so small as like a Christian, like, not, I don't want to say club, but like a Christian organization. And it grew into something so big and so impactful for everybody, not only Christians, even though the starting goals and the starting like values are still there. I was inspired by this documentary to, gosh, that's a hard question. I guess just to keep learning about the history of these things. And yeah, because I think it's really interesting how Martin Luther King and other civil rights activists were involved in this and how that really spread out. And I think it's so interesting how the YMCA started so small and it grew so quickly, and it continues to grow, and it grew through dozens of like eras of America. And I think that's just fascinating, and I want to keep learning about that and see what other things the Y has inspired. I think the YMCA is living up to the vision that George Williams had. I think even though it started as a more Christian organization and now it's more non-denominational, it still holds those values and the main value and the main goal of helping people, having a place and a community for people, and not only young Christian men, but everybody, all races, all genders. And I think that's really great. What's your opinion of present day YMCA? I like it. I had a little Y membership card when I was little. My middle school was right across the street from one. And after school, I would go to like the teen club. And it was just a place to go after school while waiting for my mom to pick me up. And I always felt safe there, I guess. It was better than sitting outside waiting for my mom. And it was just so welcoming to everybody. And everybody, like a lot of people from my middle school went, and there was a lot of people from the high school. And I think that it's still so open, and they still have community events and community building events, stuff like that. So I think that it still holds true to the original and core values of the YMCA, but it has modernized, and it continues to grow as the organization grows and as society changes. And I think that's interesting.